I'm your host, player sports specialist Chris Stanick, and I'm joined by our special guest today, the boss of my boss, so my mega boss, head of strategy and operations, Marcus Morgan.
Hello. Good afternoon. Happy to be here.
What made you want to play this game today?
Well, surprise, it's Black History Month.
Indeed it
and
is.
So, anytime I get opportunities to highlight or spotlight things in gaming, me being black in the industry, I always want to try to do that. So this is a indie game made by, I think a gentleman named Neil Jones. That came out a little bit ago, but I'd heard it and got a recommendation to play it. So when you asked me if I wanted to play something, I was like, meh, let's do that. Let's see. Even if I can get an extra 2 people to be interested in this game, that's pretty awesome.
You became a product marketing intern at Xbox?
Yeah, so when I think that I'll accelerate this to make it more interesting.
Go for it.
So the funny part of what I just said is you'd be like, okay, Marcus, after I went to business school, I ended up going to work at Xbox, which is the exact opposite of what I just got done telling you about how I wanted to go work with small studios.
Yep.
But caveat, the job that I went to go take at Xbox was in working with their newly purchased studios or their newly developed studios. So I got to go and lead the marketing for Obsidian, In Exile, and the Initiative, which is the studio they're kind of building in Santa Monica. And so that was why I did it. In the spirit of my goals was I was like, well, I had some opportunities to go work with some smaller developers as well, but I was like, this way I can go work with a bunch of developers that are up and coming, from an indie being independent to being brand new working with a publisher, and going back to my goal of I just want them to have trust in the process. It was a great place to be able to do that. So that is kind of what led me to that job afterward was, okay, now I get to work with multiple developers and I get to maybe help with trust. And Xbox is different as a publisher too than a lot of the other places that I had worked with, just in terms of how they work with their studios. And it was new to them, right? This was the beginning of them buying a lot of the studios that they started to buy. So that was what I did. I led the marketing and again, was much closer. I would come into the studios far more often. And I'm getting closer to game dev stuff. I got to help out with the launch of The Outer Worlds. From the Xbox side, I actually did a stream with Mikey on launch day at a Microsoft store. And then Grounded was the first one from almost day one that I got to really be a part of. So.
And you have a piece of Grounded with you forever now, don't you?
I have a piece of Grounded with me forever. I'm the one who bet the dev team that if they could get over 1 million players and then changed it to 5 million after we did it in one day, that I would go get a Grounded tattoo. And I got a Burgle tattoo on my forearm. And then it became kind of a thing where then I bet the Pentiment team a bet too about their Metacritic score, which they totally crushed. And so now I need to go. I was asked about this recently. It's when you're gonna get that Pentiment tattoo. So I have a Pentiment tattoo in mind that I'm gonna get.
They want to see it.
They want to
I'm
see
gonna hold
it.
the controller. Yeah,
let's see
I had a feeling they would. Yeah, we could show you.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you stand up. You can stand up. Okay. You're not mic'd anymore.
Is that good?
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, so it's Burgle's face right there. We actually made a really cool video if you want to go see it. I wonder if somebody can drop it in the...
Yeah, Sam, can you link the Burgle tattoo video if you can find it?
So this was great in that I got to trick Microsoft into paying for my tattoo that I really wanted anyway. And we made we did it under the spirit of marketing for when we crossed 5 million players. I got to go get a free tattoo by a really cool tattoo artist. Yeah.
So, do you have any idea of what your Pentiment tattoo is going to be?
I do. It's going to be the Dance of the Dead mural
that
exists in the thing. And so the idea is to connect it to the Burgle in some way and then finish that wrap. And then, obviously, talking to the Avowed team about what my tattoos for Avowed could be. The Outer Worlds 2, not quite yet talking about that one, but it'll be a thing. I'm gonna this whole arm's gonna get inked. This whole arm's gonna get inked.
It's a cool thing. It's just a fun motivational thing, and then it's a celebration, and then you have a memory of it all too.
And they all matter to me. I care tremendously. Like Grounded was the first game that I really got to be a part of, know the dev team. Grounded was also awesome because the team was small. I actually got to know a lot of people on it. Become friends with some of those people, so it's that one meant a lot to me. and you know, I mean, not to always connect it right back to this, but speaking of Black History, it meant a lot to me personally because like having Max as a main protagonist and having Willow kind of shown, and I got to feature them in a lot of the marketing things that we put together. That had a lot of impact. Like, like my mom told me a story of a kid that came by and he really loves Grounded, and the first thing he said when we were doing the marketing kind of campaign for it, like one of the trailers came out and they were like, he was like, I'm excited to play that game because that boy looks like me. And like,
that's so great.
You don't understand, like I still like, it fills my heart tremendously to be able to do that. Like, and not only that, it's also a great game. It's like, can be both, right? And so I think that's, you know, I was more than happy to forever tarnish my skin with Grounded because it's it meant a lot to me. And like, even working here every time and being able to do this and ship awesome games with awesome people, I love it. So I don't mind it at all.
And then, so you're with us now.
Yes.
What about us made you want to make the change?
I mean, from the beginning, I just the story arc has come to a conclusion. It's almost like I wrote it. I want to be close to making games and helping. And so getting to work with all the studios I got to work with while I was at Xbox were great. And I just really had a special connection with Obsidian. Like, love the people here. Love the types of games that we make. I love RPGs, like I had mentioned before. So it was just like me tricking some of the powers that be here to let me have a job working here. And that's really how it came to be. It was like, that was a passion that I had. There was an opportunity for me to help out. And like I said, I tricked him into like, hey, I could do this type of stuff for you at the studio, and it worked out. And I think it's been pretty good so far.
I mean, I'm not privy to your reviews, but everybody I hear says they like working with you.
Only, you know, it's not as because he's on the team that that he's on my team. I feel like you feel forced to say that, and you don't have to. Right?
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't feel forced to say that. And it's also the fact that you get to punch me in the face training. So there's a lot of reasons.
Let's not say that. Some people, like, you know, I'm a pretty casual dude. And some people like to just say like broad things out in the workplace. And like saying as an employee.
No, let me clarify this.
Also, it's because you get to punch me in the face. It's like it's not. We have to be conscious of these things.
Sorry,
because someone clips that off, and they're like, "Hey, you know, Obsidian."
This guy's punching this other guy in the face. Like, what's going on here?
We can't.
I was gonna get to that.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I just want to caveat that out.
Yeah. No, you know, he's not doing it. Clipped it and sent it to Jason. Thanks, Sam. We trained together in kickboxing, so that was the other reason. Because, you know, I'll just get beat up later. I won't. He'll just apologize every time he hits me.
Yeah, I do.
It's pretty funny. So now that you're here, what is your day-to-day like? What are the things that you're working on?
So
that you can, obviously.
Yeah, of course. So I work on everything that is. I mean, I'm touch a little bit of everything, but the high level is all of the operational components of a studio. So things like HR, not punching people in the face. HR, a lot of the comms team. I work with you all really closely on all of this stuff. Some of the finance and business things, like, you know, we announced a Grounded TV show. Like, I worked on a lot of that stuff for the team. So and working really closely with Xbox for like what we need and how we work together and how we publish the game. So it's all of the other stuff that doesn't necessarily directly go into you know, code or art. But then also, like, at the end of the day, you know, games are made by people, and so a lot of what I try to do too is just help create an environment that people can be as successful as possible making the games they want to make. And so I spend a lot of time, hopefully people feel this, of chatting with people, helping resolve problems that they might have, whatever they might be. And so, yeah, that's my job. It's kind of like a little bit of everything. That's all on the operational side. Sometimes I help out with the dev side. I give my unsolicited opinion on all things.
I think we all do that.
You know.
Oh man, I had something and now it's gone.
Always happens. We're gonna need to beat this.
You got this.
I mean, if I focus for 30 seconds,
you could focus for 30 seconds.
We could do this, but I want to be a streamer, so you know.
You want to be a streamer?
I want to be a streamer, so I need to learn how to talk and play.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, so a little bit
I got it. Okay, so that was one thing that you kind of said. It's like I think the one thing you like about this is the problems and looking at it from a different perspective, and then being able to solve them, and that's something like you excel at. and then you basically.
I didn't say that, but that sounds cool.
I mean,
I don't think I said that. I don't think I gave myself that. But it's good. Keep going. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted.
no, it's okay.
Keep
Well,
going.
because then like, oh, thanks, Sam. Did I miss it? I did. I didn't hear the alert. Mikey donated nearly 40 deaths. It's only right to get a tattoo for the chids.
What's that?
I'm assuming that's for Marcus and not me.
Because I died nearly 40 times in this game right now?
Yeah.
Oh, how many? Really? Oh, that sounds good. I don't think that's necessary, Mikey.
Well, it's already in. It's a thing. Carrie or Sam or Eric or Cindy? What would be your advice to somebody that is interested in business and how for them to break into this industry now?
I finally got one of those quotes.
You did.
I don't think I've picked up one collectible in this game so far. So my advice is now more than ever. I always tell people this is like a lot of people want to work in video games, and the biggest thing when I'm talking to folks that makes me want to invest in them more is when they show that they want to more than just, hey, I like video games. Like, how do I get a job? Like, if I ever talk to them, like some people err more on the side of like, oh, now that I'm talking to you, what kind of jobs do you have versus demonstrating your passion beyond that.
You like somebody that takes an initiative and like starts putting in the work before they're even like, I like video games, I want to do that as a job.
And I also know that this helps with, recruiting and everything else, especially on the business side of things, that you show that passion. And there's so many different ways that you can do that, especially now in games. I mean, you can write a blog on submit articles on like Medium and like write game teardowns if you want to be like more on the product management side. You can stream. You can just say like, oh, I love, like, let me show you my stream and let me show you what I do. Like, there are ways. What's happening right now?
You're getting a tattoo.
A face tattoo. Okay.
No, it doesn't be a face.
It's okay.
It could be.
Have to be a face.
It could be.
You want to try to do that Pentiment tattoo that I want, and just so I can.
The dance. What is the dance called?
The what?
Danse Macabre.
Dance Macabre.
Oh God, I don't have time for that.
You don't want to just do that real quick?
Oh yeah, like, cause that's what I do, right?
That's a real quick.
I think they're over there in the box.
Let me see.
We gotta
Carrie,
tidy
I
this
view
up.
everything you do as just magic.
I say the same thing.
Which one?
I think demonstrating that you care about games, you gotta be
Beyond
good.
just saying it.
Beyond
Like
just saying it.
show me instead of just tell me.
And hopefully the good news is, especially if you really do want to work in games, like that's not very hard.
Mhm.
It's not very hard for you to do. It's something that you're going to want to do anyway because you like doing it. But being able to demonstrate that in a tangible way, and there's obviously table stakes of you got to be good at your core function. And so from my journey, and everyone's journey will be different. I started with, accounting or finance. And I knew I didn't necessarily want to do that in games. I knew I'd rather do a job like I'm doing now. I love the job I get to do now. But by starting with that, that was what I was good at the time. So that's what I started with. And then compare that with the passion with games, and you can break your way through.
Mm-hmm.
The best part about games is once you're in it, you can work your way around easily. So,
I mean,
relatively
and
easy.
especially here, right? The opportunities through Obsidian University, and if you show an interest in a different discipline and an aptitude for it, and there's a position available, you can go for it.
Totally.
I mean, several people have started QA and are directors like Mikey and Brandon, and Eric starting QA as community manager. So there is room to grow all around. Sam as well. Yep. Like a lot of people. I think that's one of the really cool things about here is that the support of the people and investment in them.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, that's another big part of the job, hopefully, that we do here with the rest of the awesome
You're going to have to
HR
play
team.
one-handed now, I think.
Easy.
Or where are we going? Where's it going?
I don't know. Where?
Where do you want it?
Don't go.
Hey, I mean, you should do it. Figure out how to make.
No, she's got something she's doing.
Oh, you
I
have
have
a plan.
something. I have a
Okay. Where do you
plan.
want? Where
I mean, it would be a good neck.
What surface area do you need?
As big as Google, I guess.
And all the founders started in QA.
Did they all start in QA?
Yeah,
Every single one of
that's
them?
what Mikey said.
Oh, that's
He would
wild.
know.
I didn't know that. That's a cool little tidbit. I guess Mikey knows because
Can I do it?
All right, I can go
Okay.
back to playing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play, talk, and get a tattoo simultaneously. If this was a real tattoo, Now that would be a fun
That would be a
stream.
challenge.
See if I could play. What game should I play for the next one? Okay, for maybe we do this for Avowed
Okay.
at some point.
And then
I
we'll
play
bring the tattoo
Avowed
artist
while
here.
getting a tattoo
Okay.
of Avowed.
It's very meta.
Live on stream.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
the technology.
that's a good extra
We
lives
have
thing.
to take
That's a good extra lives thing.
That would be a good extra life thing. Oh, I wore it all the time. Hustle. It stayed on me for like 3 weeks or so.
Hold on.
Yeah. There you go. Now bend your arm this way. Like no. Like,
trying to have him lick Burgle.
can you turn your arm this? Like, bring this arm like this. There you
Yeah,
go,
just
and then turn like.
I
that.
can't. That.
bend in a way you're not supposed to?
You
Bend
could
and snap.
Do that. You could do that.
I got a bad hip.
Noted.
Thank you, Carrie.
A weakness to
I,
exploit.
I've got a bad hip.
What have you been playing lately? And now
What
that's your
did I
Pentiment tattoo.
I've been playing a lot of roguelike games for
Mhm.
fun, and I finally ended up playing Returnal recently. I played a early access game called RoboQuest, I think it is.
Mhm.
It's like a 4-player roguelike game. I played anything else as of late? There's something else I played. I played Final Fantasy 11 recently.
Okay.
Again, I like to play games. I like to play a lot of different games. I like to play them for like, I don't know. But sometimes old games can teach you things about, mechanics or game development. Like one of the things that I remember first learning when I started working in games was how valuable like board games are to like just game design.
Mm-hmm.
So playing like even old games randomly, I know that seems really random. I did that recently. I played Hi-Fi Rush recently.
It's a good one.
So yeah, a little
bit of everything?
little random hodgepodge. I haven't had as much time to game as I would like, but there's some games coming up that I'm excited about playing. That oh come on, how did you catch me? Oh, cheater.
What's one game you're super looking forward to playing?
Final Fantasy 16, honestly.
Is it?
Yeah, of course, man.
I have not.
I play every Final Fantasy, even the girl band ones.
Have you played Final Fantasy Theatre?
Sorry, I play every Final Fantasy that's not Tactics, which I know is probably blasphemy as well. But
You
I'm
might
just
have
real.
just lost Eric.
I know I did.
I think I heard him just punch his wall.
That's why I'm not a huge Tactics fan, Tactics gameplay fan. So I don't play Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
I'll play every other one.
Have you played the rhythm game where it's like all of their scores and stuff?
Okay, let me be super
Mainline
clear.
Final Fantasy.
I play every
Okay.
JRPG, traditional JRPG Final
That's
Fantasy.
literally Marcus. I mean, Mikey's like Marcus.
Jeez.
Mainline Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Marcus.
let me caveat a million times.
Okay.
I play 14 either.
Okay. Favorite Final Fantasy. There's only one answer.
That's not true. And this is such a ridiculous like thing of which.
But it's
Well,
subjective. It's whatever's your
and
favorite.
it depends on where you came into the series. So I would say this is the two-parter. I'm not even gonna pick. I'm not even gonna pick the trendy cool answer that I
No,
always
pick
say.
the one that. No, pick the one
I'm
that's
not-
truly your
So
favorite.
Final Fantasy 9 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I don't think it's. I like to put it up higher than I would like 6 because it was such a return to form, and that I really appreciated that return to form on at the time a next gen platform. So Final Fantasy 9 is probably one of my favorites. Also has the funniest mini side games that are so ridiculous too, like having BB jump rope for 3 hours straight. And I know Mikey has accomplished and tried to tackle that that effort. But so Final Fantasy 9 is probably my favorite. And there's also another reason I like Final Fantasy 9. You wanna know why? You know why?
Well, you said one of the reasons that's one of my favorites.
So there's a character in there named Marcus. It's one of the bandits that you have in the beginning.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm a big Gears fan too because Marcus Phoenix is in there.
Okay.
Anytime you can see yourself in
Your name in
games, it's always kind of fun when you have
That's cool.
your name show up in video games. So Final Fantasy 9 is what will be my pick today.
Okay.
If you ask me tomorrow, maybe I'll change it.
No, I mean that's one of the reasons why I love 9 because it was we're going back to fantasy. I think 7's great. It's just not my favorite. It would be 6, 9, 4. 10 has moments. The beginning of 10's pretty awesome.
I find something out of all the mainline Final Fantasies to enjoy. I like 13. I know a lot of people hate 13, but once you play it for like 15 hours, it's great.
Eric, our amazing and talented community manager, wants to know if there was a new skill you wanted to learn in game dev, what would it be?
I think that I would. So I've made one game once before. I made an endless runner game in Unity. Yes. But I think it would be programming. I think that's the one, just like, because I feel like if I could program a couple more things, like that would just let me, like, no amount of art skills will make me a good artist. I think I just have so much negative, it will only bring me to neutral. So I think it'd be programming, because it would just allow me to make things happen that I would want to happen in a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's would be the skill that I would probably.
And like from what I've heard, programming's a lot of math and logic.
Yeah, I
And
think it
you're
makes sense
pretty,
to me. Yeah,
you're pretty good at math. Hustle wants to know, do you watch? Oh, I'm sorry. EBT smoked. If you could have worked on any game, what would it have been? And we'll take a couple more.
Like throughout the course of my job, like where the places that I worked at, or like, so here's one that from Activision. I'm so sad. Like, I love From Software, and I love a lot of the Japanese game developers too. And so one that I was sad that I never got to work on was Sekiro, because I think that would have been a really cool game to work on. I think that would have been a lot of fun, and I wish I would have been around to work on that game.
It's a really cool game.
That was that was an opportunity that maybe I could have worked on. That would have been a fun one. You know what the truth is, though? I probably would, like, you could say like a Final Fantasy. I did apply to an accounting job at Square Enix, by the way, like when I was doing that journey to EA. But I actually think now, working in games for a while, I wouldn't want to work on a game that I was super passionate about. Because, you kind of see behind the curtain. If you're involved in it every single day, you might not like it quite as much. So, like, I don't think I would, like, be super excited about working on, like, a Final Fantasy game or a Metal Gear game. Because I actually think it would take something away from it.
Okay.
So I don't think I would choose any of those. But the Sekiro game over the course, like, I wish I could have been part of that. That would have been fun.
That'd have been cool.
I also, to be honest with you, no. The other studio I really love that's a new Xbox game studio is Ninja Theory. And do we have to go or something?
No, we're good. No, we're good. I mean, you're my boss, dude. You tell me.
Well, I probably need to go at some point. I probably should go back to work. But
are you implying that this isn't work?
This is work for you. This is fun for me. But I love Ninja Theory, and so I wouldn't mind if I would have got a shot to help out on some Hellblade stuff.
Yeah.
I would have been super down for that. I think what they did with that game was really cool.
It is really cool.
I really liked what they did on DMC Devil May Cry when they did that version.
That's the British one, right? I'm actually in the middle of playing that on the Steam Deck right now.
It's super. Their level design stuff is really dope. I like them a lot as a studio. I think they're really cool. So if anyone there is listening, you want to, like, if Obsidian ever gets sick of me, shout out. I haven't played the new one either, but I love him.
I want to play that.
I love stealth games too. Hitman's is basically a puzzle game, but yeah.
It's a really good puzzle game.
It's a really good puzzle game. That's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I actually really like puzzle games.
I like puzzle games.
I'm not super smart, but
I
like them.
I love like Portal. Is like
Portal. Did you play
top ones? Portal 2.
Oh, it just left my brain. Not Portal though. Lasers and God.
Oh, interesting. I just noticed something now that we're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
The blue graphic the graphic comes up over
It
here
flashes
as an
a little.
indicator
Yeah,
before.
I noticed that on the van fight.
I did not notice that till just now.
It was kind of a nice touch. All right. So we got a roguelike from him. That's
right.
That's the game.
That's the best. Next time you'll have to invite me again if I didn't ruin this one. And next time I'll share something a little more. I'll have an answer. I'll have an answer next time.
All right. So that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you, Marcus, for taking time out of your day, hanging out, talking about the things you've done, what you do here at the studio, and just some fun things about you.
Absolutely. It was super fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.